Hello friends, welcome to Shauna Stitches. I'm Shauna and this is my crafty podcast where I talk about all the things that I've been working on lately. This is episode number 65 and today is December 15th, 2022. I can't even believe we are halfway through December already. I've been enjoying opening Advents and I have some fun Advent projects to share with you today. And I feel like I've been working on everything and nothing. I don't even know how that makes sense, but yeah. Let's take a look at the one finished object that I have. I have finished a pair of mittens. These are DK weight mittens that are knit out of 10-gram minis from my Knitty McPurly Advent. And this is days 1 through 8. I really appreciate that she included 3 different patterns that each use 8 days of the Advent, because I don't know what else I would have done with 10-gram DK weight minis. But yes, I have a finished object. This is my only finished object. I've really enjoyed working on these every single day, or the projects associated with this Advent. It's really quite fun and amazing how much progress you can actually make when you just divide something into a little section each day. So I'm really enjoying those. I've actually worn them to walk the dogs, and I've also worn them while driving to work because I have a pretty nice car. I mean, it's getting on the older side now, but it has some nice features. But one feature it does not have is a heated steering wheel. That's definitely going on my list for the next time that I get a new car, which is going to be hopefully a long time from now. All right, so now let's talk about some Advent works in progress. The first one, let me shove it in the bag so I can show you the bag first. This bag is so cute. It has these little stamps that represent different states. This was made by my swap partner in the, oh my goodness, every single time, Between Knits and Pearls group. I always forget what it's called. Anyway, my partner's Ravelry name is Nevim, Nevim, and she actually made this. Isn't that amazing? Anyway, super enjoying that. But in here, I have my second DK weight project from the Knitty McPurly Advent. And it's a hat. A little hard to see because it's still on the needles. But we have ear flaps, which are super cute. And just this morning was the pink stripe, and I have started decreases. So let's see, this is the 7th color, is that right? Yeah, 7th color. So that's interesting. So I think this one actually uses nine colors, because I don't think I finish it tomorrow. Maybe I do. I don't know. Anyway, really loving this. The other thing that I'm really enjoying about Devon's Advent is that she sent us this little bag for the leftovers. And I don't know. If you're knitting this, maybe it's a spoiler. I don't think it is. At least I know I have looked ahead in the pattern. But we're going to do something fun with these leftovers. I guess I won't completely spoil it. But I do love that every single little bit of this Advent, this yarn is going to be used up. None left. It's all going to be in these projects. So there's one more project to come after this one. Really excited to get that cast on. So we are going to be very stripy, very warm. And yeah, I don't think I've ever knit a hat with ear flaps, and I can't really try this on, but I'm so curious to know, like, is that actually going to hang over my ear? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's going to look good though. All right. I'm just amazed that I'm able to keep up. I do have to play catch up on my days off, but I'll talk about it in life stuff at the end. But tomorrow is my last work day for quite some time. I'm very excited. So I'll be able to finish all my projects on time, no problem. All right, the next work in progress I have is in a cute little sparkly Christmas bag that I made myself. I don't sew, but I did manage to do this. The zipper is a bit wonky, but it still zips. I would love to make some bigger project bags. I can't remember. I think I followed a tutorial by maybe Nicole from Nalewko years ago to sew this. And so I just used the measurements that she gave and they came out great. But I would love to make a sweater size. And I do not have the sewing skills to adapt it to make it bigger. It should be easy. It probably is easy, but I don't know. Anyway, this is my Freckled Whimsy Advent Sock with a glare, 2022, and I'm beyond the 15th stripe. So just in case you don't want to see that, I am beyond the 15th stripe, but I have seen people post their entire finished sock, so I don't think it's a spoiler. If it is, I guess look away. Here's what we have. It's a very funny looking sock because this is the DRK Everyday Sock pattern that stretches a ton. It just looks really funny when you're knitting it. So I think I'm on like the 19th stripe, not too far ahead, but I only have the one sock. So in a perfect world, I would have been done with the first sock on the 12th, and then I could use the rest of the month to finish it. But let's be honest here, these may or may not be finished by the end of December. And as you saw in the last podcast, I'm still working on last year's, so they'll get done when they get done. The next one I have is the Cozy Knitter 2022 24 stripe Advent. Again, I am past the 15 stripe, so this may be a spoiler. I'm definitely not as far along. Maybe I'm not even to the 15th. Nope, I'm on the 19th. I lied. Maybe I'm further on the other one. I don't know, but one of them has thicker stripes, so I think this is the one with the thicker stripes. This is the Cozy Knitter Advent. Just made it past the heel. Same exact pattern. So, I mean, technically, maybe by the 25th, I'll have a mismatched pair of stripy socks, one of each, maybe. I do like a fairly long leg. And I was really making great progress on both of those until I discovered a new pattern that I'm addicted to and I can't put down. But before I show you what that is, let me show you my last Christmas sock that I'm working on. It is the Jingle Juice color from Candy Skein in her cashmere sock. And I am doing the Rhinebeck Roomies pattern by Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady. I feel like it's a bit hard to see. I like the texture of this, but there's one round on these. It's a 4-round repeat. There's one round. It's a real pain in the butt. It's not hard per se, but takes me a bit longer. So I am still on the leg. I think I'm about 40 or 50 rows in. I like around 80, so I'm about halfway through the leg. Those haven't seen any work in a while. And this bag, let's see here. This is in a bag by All Knit Up Designs, which I've never heard of, but this came in my Advent from Pearly Shell Yarn, which is a fiber Advent. So yeah, it was an extra bag, so I am using it. Okay, the very last project that I have progress on, I only started yesterday, and it was hard to even put it down to record this podcast. It is this. It is the Full of Minis hat by Barbara, who is Knitting I Love on YouTube and probably everywhere else. And I am 8 stripes or welts in, whatever you want to call it. And I'm really enjoying this. It's very, I've done welts before, so I was going to say it's unique. It is unique for a hat. I've never seen a hat like this. But yeah, it's fingering weight, but it's going to be so thick and warm. And when it comes to spinning, when you have a woolen spun yarn versus a worsted spun yarn, woolen traps more air in. And so this is folded knitted fabric, and there's air in there. So I'm thinking not only will it be warm because it's, really kind of like a triple layer, but that extra trapped air should keep it really warm too. So very much enjoying this. I have a bunch of 5-gram minis in my stash from, I don't know if any of you will remember this, but there used to be a group on Ravelry. I think the group itself is still there, but it's not active. And it was called Sock Yarn Swappers. And I can't remember the lady's name that ran it, but she ended up having health problems, tried to pass the group on to someone else, and then it just kind of fizzled away. I'm not really sure if there was more to it than that, but that's as much as I know. And it was very similar to row 1 minis, except for that she would divide them into 5 grams. And so I guess that means you'd probably get 20 at a time. And even though it was called Sock Yarn Swappers, you didn't actually send yarn in. They just sent you yarn for money. So I did that for quite some time and really enjoyed it. The nice thing about that one was you could pick and choose. So if there was a dyer you were interested in, or maybe you wanted to participate one month and not another, you could just pick and choose. And I can't remember how much in advance you'd have to tell them. It doesn't really matter because it doesn't exist anymore. But that was super fun. The one thing I am finding is that 5 grams does not always do one of the welts. So I'm having to sub in other yarn. I'm trying to see if you can see that. So between the pink and the orangey color there is leftovers from a sock. But the great thing is, adding that in there, you cannot see it. So I'm having to sub in some yarns, but it really doesn't matter because it's not visible. So that is great. So yeah, 8 stripes and we're over 40 grams in, which is pretty awesome. It's going to be so warm. My little snowman dangling there. So yeah, I'm going to edit this podcast and work on that some more, I think. And actually, I guess we'll get into life stuff now. So I was going to say I'll work on that on the treadmill. But if you've seen any of my Instagram stories lately, you will have seen that I have been making an effort to get more movement in. Especially this time of year, it's just so appealing to sit on the couch and knit and not get up. And I had a recent injury at work. So I'm just trying to move my body more, be active. I've put on a few holiday pounds, so I'm trying to get rid of those, all those kinds of things. So I've been doing a lot of walking on the treadmill and knitting, which I enjoy, especially because I can watch podcasts at the same time. So it's kind of the best of all worlds, as in I can do all the things I enjoy and then add some movement in there too. So that's been really good. And yes, and so we are getting ready to actually travel for the holidays this year, which I have never done, ever. I'm a little nervous just that like the airports are going to be crazy and that sort of thing, but we're leaving several days before the holiday rush and coming back after, so I'm hoping that's going to work. I haven't counted how many days up that I'm not going to be at work, but I was supposed to come back at the very beginning of January, and then I got scheduled for surgery. Nothing major, I hope, but it is my very first time that I'll be put under anesthesia, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but that extended my time. So I think after I work tomorrow, which is the 16th, I don't come back until maybe the 9th of January, so that's going to be really nice to have a break, get away, relax a little bit. I'll have some time to sort of get the house in order after we get back. We are going to be going to Arizona to visit my in-laws. They have just recently moved there permanently. They used to winter there, but they would always come back in the summer. And so now they will not be coming back. And so it'll be really nice to see where they've been going for the winters for the last, I don't know. I think they've been going actually since before Glenn and I started dating. So that's been 6 years. So it's been quite a long time. I know they have a lot of things they want to show us. We have one night, I think Christmas Eve, that we're actually going to the Grand Canyon. We're going to be staying there. Very excited. I have never seen the Grand Canyon, so that should be really interesting. But yeah, we're just, although we have some plans, we're not really doing much Christmas this year. We haven't decorated, which I'm totally fine with because we aren't going to be home and my in-laws don't really do Christmas. So it's just going to be nice to get away. They've actually had some snow, but maybe it's going to warm up for when we're there. I'm not really sure. So trying to think ahead to pack for cold weather. That's also a new experience because usually we're packing to go somewhere warm, and clothes for warm weather take up a whole lot less room than clothes for cold weather. So I don't know. It's going to be an experience. Hopefully I'll have a lot of knitting time. I think I will. So yes, that's my plan, to bring a bunch of socks. I have one other sock that I will be starting while we're gone, which is the 12-day Advent skein from Zebra Yarns. Very excited about that. And yeah, that's about it. I didn't really have a lot of progress to show you guys today, and I thought about not recording, but then I wouldn't be recording till the end of December. And so I should have one last episode for the end of the year when we get back, if everything goes according to plan. And if not, then I will be back in the new year. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year if I don't see you before then. And thanks so much for watching. I enjoy having you all here with me and always enjoy reading your comments and replying. Thank you so much. I will talk to you again soon. Bye.